Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. Today is December 24th. Vlogmas is almost over for many people. I'm going to continue making videos for the rest of December every single day, and then I'll go back to my regular schedule come January 1st. So let's do our final, oh my gosh, our final one. So this is today's tea, and it is called Santa's Secret. It's like a chocolate and peppermint. So I will definitely be trying that, whether it's today or tomorrow. I am not yet sure. Let's dive into this today. Today is Bookmas book tag, and I was tagged by Sophie from Portal in the Pages. I'll link her channel down below. What book do you hope that Santa brings you for Christmas? And for me, I hope that Santa brings me books, period. I am not really one to give my family a list of books that I really want because I don't find that they follow it very well because it's really hard for them to understand I want it in this edition from this location at this time with this name. Do you know what I mean? I'm a very particular person about what goes on my shelf in terms of additions, and so if they come up with something completely on their own, it will absolutely stay on my shelf as a gift. I'm more picky when I tell you what I want and it doesn't happen that way than I am if I don't tell you what I want and it doesn't happen that way. The book that I would ask Santa for if I was going to ask for one would be Dead Feminist Heroines Living in Color, but I don't expect it, and I probably will pick it up with whatever Christmas money I get at the end of the month from family members, because I do always get that from family members. If you could give any book to any person, what would the book be and who would it be to? I would give Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson to anybody who has or has known somebody with mental health issues, mental illness, and chronic illness. I think that this is a really good way to help people laugh at themselves, laugh at a crappy situation, and learn a little bit. I would give this to anyone and everyone who has someone in their life that has suffered with any kind of illness that could potentially affect their life in a really dramatic way. What book is on your naughty list? And for me, that is Lorelei by Laura Dockrill. Now, I have not spoken about this one since I did a review on it. I buddy read this with Amanda Center, and I enjoyed it when I first read it. I thought it was cute. And then as I thought about it, I realized, one, it's a YA story about a mermaid, and great, like, that's fantastic. But I found that, one, there was a real lack of character development within the main character being female, but there was character development within the males. And also I found that there was a lot of sexualized behavior in the females that was unnecessary and not actually based around the characters themselves, more so about men viewing women. So I don't know how I feel about this book as far as whether or not it is a feminist text and owning the feminine experience in sexual conduct, or if it is an anti-feminist text written by a woman and a little bit more devastating to me than it would be had it been written by a man. What book goes onto your nice list? I have so many, but this one I haven't talked about very frequently, and it makes me really sad because I read this in a 48-hour period. This is a book that I received, so it's about 450 pages. And I received it, I think, days before or after the Dewey Readathon. And so it kind of got pushed to the side because it was in the middle of a readathon and doing all the wrap-ups and everything like that. I just didn't focus on it, and I was really disappointed in myself that I didn't focus on it. This is The Blind Astronomer's Daughter, and it's by John Pipkin. This is the book that got me into historical fiction this year. I had read The Butcher's Hook, and as much as I enjoyed it, and I really did, and I still love it, and I think that it's a really great interpretation of the role of a woman during some very terrible times for women. This book was really the one that got me into a place where I was like, I want to learn more, I want to know more, and I want to dive into historical worlds where I'm learning about history from the perspective of a book. And that was what this did for me so much more. It was about a young woman whose father dies of suicide, which was brought on by Alzheimer's and hallucinations. After he passes away, she ends up going away and then having to come back because she finds herself drawn back to the life that her father had created for her, and she finds a map. And it talks about the soul and the universe and the solar system, but it also talks about how there's things larger than us, how there are bigger things out in the world than we are, and how we are such a small part of everything. And that really just struck me hard. This cover, and it goes all the way around with all the constellation. Like, do you see that? It's gorgeous. I think this is one of the prettiest books on my shelf right now. I adored this. I wish I had talked about it more when I read it, but it's definitely one of my favorites. I'm going to need you to calm down, book. The next question, which fictional character would you invite to Christmas dinner? And for me, that was from Portable Veblen, Veblen. Now, Veblen is a woman who suffers from what is not outrightly stated as a mental illness, but is definitely in that category. She talks to and believes she is being talked back to by squirrels, and she has a relationship with a fiance who she feels doesn't understand or know her, and she is trying to decide whether or not she would rather be married to a man that she doesn't fully think understands and gets her, or wait for something more, but she doesn't think she's lovable enough to get there. She is a very insightful, beautifully written, and fun, quirky character. It's like Wes Anderson meets Amelie. It's fabulous and stunning. The characters are absolutely stuck with me, but Veblen is the one that I would love to get to know more and to dive into her head and really talk to her about what it was like to grow up knowing that she was talking to squirrels, and what it was like to hear them in the walls and on the roof, and to know that they were trying to communicate with her. I am not doubting what she believes, because that is one of the worst things that you can do for a person with mental health issues, is to tell them that you doubt their hallucinations. They know that they're hallucinations, or even if they don't, you're not going to convince them that they are. And so for her hallucinations of the conversation with the squirrels was so well put and so well executed. I just would love to dive more into her brain and talk more to her about her experience with life in that type of format. What two characters would you give gifts to, and what would the gifts be? Which would be Now from A Tale from the Time Being, and also Robin from Banana Kiss. I haven't talked about Banana Kiss in a while, and I feel bad about it because it was really something I loved, and I also haven't talked about A Tale for the Time Being in a while. These were both earlier reads this year. I know I haven't talked about A Tale for the Time Being in a while, but I would definitely send Now a Hello Kitty notebook so that she could continue to write and tell the stories that she has, because she has beautiful stories and wonderful insight. And then I would end up giving Robin from Banana Kiss a journal as well, to help her kind of formulate and to put her mind into perspective and discuss things that she's not 100% sure about, especially when she has so much trouble trusting and understanding communications with people that are not herself. Very difficult. Plus, she has a really, really complicated relationship with her family, and everyone needs to be able to kind of digest that. So I would give her a journal to allow her to digest that. And it would definitely be a journal that was dated to give her more of a grasp on time and place. The last thing is to pass along the gift. Everyone, feel free. I am passing this gift on to you. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Christmas. I will see you all tomorrow.